Hi everyone, let's talk about Role Player, and I really enjoy this game. It's fantastic. Just, the theme and the idea that we're rolling these characters, it's just a really nice, enjoyable start. I got it, I'm waiting for this for ages. It keeps being out of print everywhere, but yeah, I finally managed to get a hold of a copy around the same time as Sagrada as well. And there are some similarities, in dice placement, and you'll be drafting the dice as well. So there's some similarities there, but I think there's massive differences in what you're going for, how you can add the dice to it, and all of the different cards in this. Gaining these cards and building up your character, as well as rolling their attributes, is a really great thing. And then from the very start of the game, when you get those dice and you have to place them everywhere, it's not just there are so many things pulling your decisions everywhere. From the numbers that you need for your attributes, the colours that you need for the backstory, and even at the start of the game, you don't get those powers, but you are restricting the use of your powers by placing them there. If you fill up your strength at the start of the game, you're never going to get to use the flip ability, unless you have there's one card that lets you move things to empty spaces, so maybe conditionally, but generally, you're not going to get to use those abilities. So you've got to kind of judge based on the ability you've got from your class and what you might be going for this game. What can you do without? What ability can you live without? Because you might think you just don't need to use charisma because you're not too bothered about getting one discount every time you can handle it. But maybe you really need that based on what your ability is. Every time there's a, I can't remember which class it is, but one class gets to buy 2 cards every time that they place something in charisma. So if you've filled it up from the start, you're not going to get to do that. And then throughout the game, those same things are pulling you in every direction, which abilities you want to use this time rather than deny yourself, as well as, I need this for the backstory, I need this to get this number, what does everybody else need to make their things perfect? Maybe now I have to take this. What cards are now out as well? What do I desperately need, or what do they desperately need that's going to give them a ton of points and I need to get there first? And is that going to set me back too much? Not getting things that are useful for myself and just getting things that are going to hold everybody back. It's just a really great feeling. It's a really quick game, even at 4 players. I played it at 1, 2, and 4 players. Really quick, especially solo. It's just lightning fast solo. The cards are all really nice as well. There's some really nice abilities on here, straight points or conditional ones. Some are more useful if they come out early, so you can plan ahead for them, like the ones that need you to have 4 of the same colour going down a column or the same going across a row. It's nice if they come out earlier, because otherwise they're very situational. But yeah, that's just part of the game, and a lot of the things, the timing's really important. There is, I'd say, similarly with Sagrada, where it was you got points for a certain colour you were going for. In this, you get a point for every dice of your class colour, and there may be just times where your colour just does not come out, or even without meaning to, other players might end up just taking them because they were good numbers or whatever. So that can be kind of situational. Especially the fewer players there are, the fewer dice will come out of the bag. But I don't see that as a big problem with it. It's kind of just a thing inherent to dice games. There's going to be luck of the draw in these, the timing of them, of when they come out. For a start, if you're going for a set of armour and then some pieces come out in the same time, you can generally only buy one thing at a time. You might have to go for the things that need you to get things from the discard pile, but that's no good if other people buy them. And the pieces of armour, the sets, might even have been discarded if you're playing with fewer than 4 players, because you discard randomly from both of the 1 and 2 decks at the start. But it's not a huge deal. It's just something to bear in mind, that you're going to have to put up with these things. But the game, I really love it. And I haven't even mentioned the alignment as well. That's great, how it's adjusted and it influences the decisions of what traits you want to buy and the skills you want to buy, because maybe you can manipulate your alignment to be in a really good place, and the skills, you can only use them if you're able to move your alignment token. So maybe you have already got it to 3 points and it's perfect, but now you're going to have to shift it off because this power is really essential to get other things working. And one of those games where you just can't do everything as well. You think you can you can really concentrate on your attribute score, but you've let your backstory slide and you've got the wrong coloured dice now, or you haven't been paying attention and someone else has built up some really good cards. They've messed up on the numbers and everything, but the way they've built up their cards, they've got the cards that reward you for not meeting your attribute goals, for going really low on your attributes, for getting 8 or less, I think it is. There are so many situations where it can look like it's going wrong, and then you can really come back from it because you've just managed to get the right combination going together at the right time. So, a few little minor minor things of look of the drawing, the colour of the dice, and maybe with the armour sets, but I think they are, negligible things. I really, really enjoy Role Player. It's a really, really fast game, really fun one, and I tend to like dice drafting and dice placement games anyway, but this is a really fantastic one, and I encourage you to watch the playthrough and see if it would be one for you. That's Role Player, so thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.